Trigun. Did you see the trailer I sent
I did. I don't like
so,
it.
Why is that?
It just doesn't feel like Trigun to me. Like, the tone feels different. The animation and character redesigns. I'm fine with the animation. I'll say I'm fine with the animation. But the character redesign, it doesn't. I feel like if this show took place either before the anime and manga or like after the anime and manga, like by like years spanning years, I wouldn't mind it as much. This just feels weird.
Yeah, so I want to start by saying, of course, like people can be upset. Like I even agree. I'm not as upset about it as you are, and a lot of people, not anymore at least. At first, I was, but I understand not liking the character designs, and I understand not liking the changes that they're making to the story. But we can't pretend like that. This isn't some of the best 3D anime ever put to screen because it looks beautiful.
It does look really good.
It looks really good. This is like I said, the same studio that did Beastars, which before this was one of the best. But that was with animals. This is with regular, well, not regular, but humanoid characters, and that's something that
I don't know if they're normal.
Yeah, they're definitely normal. But that's something that's harder to make look good in 3D while mimicking an anime art style than it is, I feel like, an animal. So at Anime NYC is where they showed this trailer. It was at a panel featuring Studio Orange's producer, Kiyotaka Waki, and Toho Animation producer, Katsuhiro Takei. They gave some insight into Stampede's direction and showed off, the trailer, like I just said. So we just talked a little bit about the trailer. I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper, talk about what happened in the trailer. The trailer introduces the major villains of Trigun. You know who they are if you watched the show or read the manga. But they start off by showing knives and then showing all the various members of the Gung Ho Guns. And because I'm currently reading Trigun, and I'm going to get into that later. But like, I don't remember knives literally having knives in the original.
Yeah,
Granted,
at least in the anime.
It looks cool.
I haven't read the manga yet, but
it looks cool though. It does. But he kind of is like Magneto now. He literally, because his nickname in the anime is, was it Millions Knives?
Yeah.
And now he literally has a million knives. It's very on the nose. But I don't mind it. I think it looks cool. The powers. But on to the insight from the directors and producers and producer for Trigun. So these quotes I'm about to say are I found on the Bounding Intercomics website and are written by Nerdigans Inc. So Takei said, despite claiming that retconning Naito's original manga didn't quite sit right with him, Trigun Stampede was inspired by the way Marvel reworks and reinterprets the storylines of comics for the MCU. He continues to say, since the majority of anime adaptations aren't like that, I wondered if that kind of experimentation was possible in Japan. And before you say that, first and foremost, I would like to say that the difference between the MCU and anime is that the comics being drawn from are known to have alternate realities and to consistently change artists and writers. So deciding to tell those stories differently in their various adaptations isn't nearly as jarring as it would be for anime. Because, manga is often a consistent vision from one or a handful of creatives that follows one story from beginning to end. So there's less wiggle room when adapting. This is not to say that it doesn't mean comics can't be adapted beat for beat, because we see that happen mostly in animation, specifically like with the DC movies. And we've also seen manga adaptations that do veer from a different path. Hell, even Trigun. Trigun at the very end of the first season, or only season, or maybe it's season, I can't remember. But at the end of it, veered, way left from where the manga was going. So we've seen it in this very series. So I just want to point that out. That's why, it can be tougher for people to swallow the changes that are happening in this series, understandably so. And, I openly admitted that the story changes, they haven't sat well with me. But I've also said that I hope it's good either way. And, hearing them describe their decisions and seeing this new trailer actually did ease my mind. And, I've cooled off since I first figured out that they were going to change it. And it's made me more open to this direction. And ultimately, it's a situation where as long as it's good, I think that people will start to move on. And honestly, not even good. It has to be great, because if it's just okay, you're gonna open the door for people to say it was okay, but not good enough to warrant the changes. So it has to be great, and I think it's gonna be great. But that's purely based on animation. Who knows if the story changes they make are gonna be good? What do you have to say about that?
As someone who Trigun is one of my favorite anime of all time, every time I bring up like my top 3 favorite anime, I forget about Trigun, which feels really bad, but compared to like the other anime in my lists, I feel like it is kind of forgettable personally, but it's still one of my favorites. Like it's in my top 3. But I feel like if you're gonna change Trigun, you have to do it well. Trigun has a pretty passionate fan base, and I feel like if you're gonna change it, first of all, most people aren't gonna like the fact that you're changing it in the first place. It doesn't matter
But
how
that's
you're
only
changing
the
it.
people who've seen it before or read it. New fans won't care.
Oh yeah, no, new fans won't care, but I feel like it's the same with just about anything.
Yeah,
New
that's
fans of anything don't really care about changes to old stuff because they haven't experienced the old stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But like as someone who has experienced the old stuff, who loves the old stuff, this is very noticeable and very jarring. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
But
I hope it's gonna be great. I don't know that it will, and I don't necessarily expect it to be great.
But there also is a level of people like you who haven't even read the manga. So there's also some spaces where you won't really know if there's a change because you haven't seen it to know if there was a change from the translation or adaptation.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going purely based on the anime. I plan on reading the manga, but I also have a backlog of like 9 other manga that I have to read that have not been started. I mean, I'm nearing the end, I think, of the Golden Age arc in Berserk. Like that should tell you exactly about my manga reading habits. So it's on my list, but it's not gonna get done for at least another year and a half, probably.